Good morning, fellow zombies. Another dark log. We're just getting Halloween started. It's well after 3:42 in the morning West Coast time. I didn't even sun up yet. Got up a short time ago dealing with my dog. She's sacked out, thank God. Nah, I just been checking the information overload on the tube. Social media going crazy and blathering their heads off, and clips of this, clips of that being transferred and passed around left and right. Which keeps me off the tube anyway because it's sickening, it's sick to my stomach, and this is becoming the norm. This is becoming the norm. Politics talking about Trump and how bad he is, which we all know he is. Mentally incompetent, but you think the doctors would say anything about it. And then there's an article about him pouring candy on top of a kid's head at the Halloween bash he had yesterday. Today is the 31st of October 2025. And then I ever identified myself as the Weaver John C. of Roseman, California. The Diary of a Griever named John Weaver, which is me. Okay, that's that. So that had to be a main article with somebody else posting about Trump pouring candy on a kid's head, and he didn't like it. Well, hell, Trump's a bully. That's all he is just a bully. And he doesn't care. Neither does the followers. There was also other articles concerning about Stephen Miller's wife being that much on level of Steve Miller. And if we all know about Steve Miller, we've all been talking about him in different forms, formats, different channels, left and right. We all know that he's beyond nuts, like his boss. And she's just as nutty, apparently. That she goes on the attack and it's like, how dare you? I'm a victim here. I'm a victim and attacker. You can't say that about me, my husband, or anything else like that. Yeah, we can. Of course, they would call it character assassination, but you have to have character to assassinate anyway. So. But if she is that, puffing out the chest left and right, well, she wants to be an egomaniac. She's going to be an egomaniac, and she's going to be embarrassed by other people who don't like egomaniacs. We all don't. But we all get a little egomaniac because we all identify with it. That's why we're so pissed off about it, because we see it on ourselves. It's a reality check for me. See, I see all these egos going around. And I'm seeing a hall of mirrors, if you want to look at it. Imagine going to a carnival. What else traveling circuses out there. And you see the infamous Hall of Mirrors, where mirrors are created in specific angles, warped dimensions, cracked surfaces. Anything that would get the attention of a person traveling through their carnival just to see what kind of weirdness they got over there. Carnival was supposed to be keeping us away from reality for a little bit because we wanted to have fun, play, go nuts, go a little weird, and have a good time about it. Problem is, we see reality, warped reality, and we just don't even recognize it half the time anyway. Of course, people have made horror shows and horror movies and horror books about it. Now, how do you make a horror creation? Unless, of course, you have no idea that maybe you're that much of a horror creation yourself. If you accepted it as such, that you're a bully and you like to do that to people, then automatically you're a monster. I'm reminded of television shows out there that gave us that indication. Rod Serling was one of those in his show Twilight Zone, where an old guy who wanted his relatives wear these grotesque masks. up until the time the guy dies. And then after he dies, the masks will be taken off. Well, normally, if we are in one particular form of reality, we would still have the same face that we put on. But the masks are supposed to be revealing the true deformed face of ourselves. I can look in the mirror, I can smile at it, grin at it, and then grumble at the damn thing. Because I'm reminded of what I look like in the camera angle. I got gray hair, got saggy eyes, getting wrinkly skin, and I got dandruff all over the damn place. That's seborrhea and psoriasis. That being said, on the damn head. But how do you look at the guy's psyche? You can look at the pictures and they have this kind of tilted down look, like I'm a menacing man, don't you know me, but I'm a victim. Feel sorry for me. It's like an old head game we're playing on ourselves. We all do it to ourselves. We all got that kind of an attitude. I know people like to throw religion a lot. A lot of people kept looking for the rapture. Things about to change their world a great deal. One quick second here. They gotta use this thing. Wonderful gadgets, those back scratchers. Relieve some of the itchiness of the dry skin. Scraping things off left and right and discovering you've got hardened, toughened skins. Pieces of it. The reality of it is you don't wash and you don't take care of the dead skin, it builds up. I have to look at things metaphorically, you know. I don't do the continual ablutions on myself just to get rid of the damn stuff. It all piles up, deadens up, and becomes something ugly and deformed. And the truth of the matter is, we do that to ourselves on a constant basis in reality. It's not the shower, the process in itself, but some things we still need to do for our own internal selves. Mental facilities or spiritual stuff, I guess. And we just don't take care of them properly as we should. I get to deal with Bug City left and right with the roaches on a constant basis. Horrifying, terrifying. But when you get normalized on this thing, here's the reasons why I'm talking about this in a way, because normalization is our way of coping with what the impossible and incredible is, and a lot of the other factors would like that to happen all the time, so it becomes like deadened skin. Try an experiment for a few months on yourself. It'll drive you nuts. As I'm discovering as I'm getting older, and I don't take care of myself as often as I had as a young kid, I'm discovering things in my body that are hardening, and they're hard to get off, but when I start getting the ablutions on them, I really have to use a scrub brush to get the deadened stuff off of me. And there are metaphorical examples, but we hardly ever pay attention to them. We're looking at the horrors of losing benefits, being insulted by people, being arrested by people, as if our own sanity, our own world's growing calluses to where it becomes normalized. And we keep telling ourselves, this is for the best. Or, we don't want to make waves because of our own beliefs and things. And we know that other people wanted to erupt and go nuts. If they do, they prove the other guy's point. Well, if you're not reacting to mosquito bites, then it doesn't drive you crazy, does it? But if you do react to mosquito bites, are you slapping them crazy? Are you slapping them on yourself? Or do you allow the buggers to continue to use you as target practice? Maybe give you an illness. But we're informed by beliefs and everything else to not react till it's too late. We shout, we scream. I know a lot of people will be, maybe there'll be some out there who are feeling they have to go exploding on people. Yeah. I'm wondering about the cycle of humanity. I am wondering, every so often do we need these dark ages to be whittled out, to be toughened out, to be reinvented? That the initial processes are harder than hell to go through, and then the future generation has got to survive through it. Ideas and ideologies, do they need to be reborn, rebirthed? It was not known to us if we actually had revolutions, as in stuff that would come out like a country fighting for its life. Other countries have fought for their lives, reinvent themselves on a constant basis. This particular country, the United States of America, is coming up on 250 years of its existence, or longer than that because of the 13 colonies, longer than that because of the individual colonies. We had an idea coming over, but we keep forgetting telling ourselves the stories of them. Just all the time, but not the full stuff, because I don't think they'll be able to deal with it. Then again, would they be able to deal with it? I get older, I'm looking at things metaphorically. I'm looking at them as examples of either how I'm living a life or how life is being lived one way or another, how it's being observed, interacted, and how much anger and hatred humanity still has for itself because of the cycles that he has to keep going through. Empires rise and fall. Well, ours was considered an empire at one, and now are we going to be falling? Some people look at it as just que sera, sera. Flip the page on a book. You were here for about 250 years, and you lost it because you made one dumbass decision of electing an asshole in office that you realized a long time ago what kind of a nut job he is, and now everybody else who followed on his coattails is looking for people to thump. You're not with me, I'm going to thump you. You can't raise up your voice because we'll thump you. You can't say or do anything because we'll thump you. Give me a dirty look and I'll thump you. I'll just walk by and thump you. How about that? Ha ha ha. It's not indicative to one particular country. It's indicative to human nature. If we love peace and freedom that badly, how come we don't have every country doing the same damn shit? Because we've always got to be thumped on by a bully. And be reminded what a bully is and what freedom is. So maybe we need the hubris knocked out of ourselves in this country of ours. We need to see what the uglier side of a mask is. Because in that Twilight Zone episode, as I was trying to explain, the guy dies, but his face never changed. He had already come to the understanding of who and what he was. But the others did not until they removed the masks and they were claiming that they were hideous. Well, they were hideous beforehand. We are all hideous until we have those masks worn, until our country dies, and then we really look at ourselves. But the thing is, we're already showing ourselves. And I think the masks were just a kind compliment. That being said,